In Luke chapter 23, verse 34, we are given the first words of Jesus at his crucifixion. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. After being interrogated by his own religious leaders, mocked, humiliated, whipped, crowned with thorns, and then nailed to a cross, wrists and feet, this fully human man prayed, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Maybe because many of us have been hearing this story from the time of our earliest memory, we have ceased to be stunned into silence and awestruck by these words, this example from our teacher and our Lord. But with these words, as we heard in our Easter cantata on Palm Sunday, Jesus spoke forgiveness and mercy into eternity and forever gave us the example for us to follow. Maybe because we have heard too many times to count that teaching from Jesus to forgive one another 70 times 7 times, and that command to bless those who curse you and to pray for those who abuse you. Maybe we cease to take those literally and instead hear them as distant ideals rather than here and now actions. I believe that the one who chose to live incarnate among us did not come to us to leave behind only platitudes, but instead seeds of holy wisdom and divine mercy in our minds and in our hearts. Seeds planted to bear fruit every day in our lives, and equally important, in the lives of those who surround us. Maybe when we hear Jesus' words of unconditional mercy and forgiveness, we've acquired the habit of giving ourselves a kind of fleshly dispensation, as in, well, of course, God can forgive and love unconditionally, but we mere mortals could never do that, so we don't even have to try. We're only human after all. But we need to challenge that thinking because that is not what Jesus taught us to do. That is not the example he gave us when, at his moment of greatest humiliation and most inconceivable human agony on the cross, he prayed, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Maybe being all too familiar with the darkness as well as the light in our own secret hearts, we ask ourselves, how do we get to the point of forgiving what seems impossible to forgive? And then we remember that with God, all things are possible through Christ who strengthens me. Our Lord Jesus Christ not only commands us toward mercy and forgiveness, but he also shows us the way. And then, only after we step out on faith alone to pray for those who abuse us, only then does he give us the grace to lay down every dark thirst for vengeance so that we may finally be freed of the heavy burden of withholding forgiveness.